He's one of the greatest actors of his generation, and with more than 50 projects under his belt, he's won countless awards, including an Emmy, a Tony, an Obie, and a Golden Globe.
Wow. And he's currently starring in one of the hottest shows on television, Boardwalk Empire.
Yep.
And he's also in the biggest film of the year, Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Here to talk to us about his illustrious career and his charity work is actor Jeffrey Wright. Welcome.
Thank you.
Jeffrey,
Thank you for having
my goodness, you are just killing it in Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, my goodness.
You are such a joy to watch.
I guess literally and figuratively.
You are,
Definitely.
literally. But watching you and Michael K. Williams go at it, it's like Ali and Frazier. Are you enjoying your time there?
Oh, no question about it. It's Michael is a fantastic actor, fantastic guy, as are pretty much everyone who's involved in the project. It's been a fantastic time. And what's driving it all is we have this wonderful group of writers churning out really complex. It's pulp fiction, yes, but it's complex, intelligent stuff, and I think it's refreshing for TV audiences.
Okay, and you played Dr. Valentine Narcisse.
Correct.
Let's take a look at you in action, and then let's talk about your character.
Oh boy.
1 Timothy 2:9. Do you know your Bible, Mr. White?
Better than I know you.
You don't know me at all. Dr. Valentine Narcisse. And you've met Mrs. Pastor. That is established.
Well, what you doing in the private rooms, Doctor?
What choice am I offered? The Libyan performs in your club. The Libyan serves in your club. But the Libyan may not attend your club.
Ain't no Libyans here.
You yourself are one.
Well, I'm from Texas.
Our roots go deeper than that.
Wow.
Bravo!
Yes.
Come on!
You can just listen to that voice all day, right? It sounds
the Libyan.
I do.
Yes.
After a while, you get over it.
Well, Dr. Narcisse, he's like a cross between Marcus Garvey and Nino Brown.
I heard him described as a gangster W.E.B. Du Bois.
Exactly.
I like that. I like
What's it like playing someone so nuanced and complicated?
Well, it's great. What jumped off at the page at me when I read, these scripts was how complex he was, how intelligent he was, how well he used language, and also the way that they were able to include historical detail into his narrative. Now, he is not Marcus Garvey. He is not W.E.B. Du Bois. He is not he's based very loosely on a Harlem gangster at the time named Casper Holstein, but he is Casper Holstein with all of the better angels shuffled off. He's a funhouse mirror distortion. He's a fictional character, and as I think we've discovered over time, he's not a hero. He's not an anti-hero. He's quite villainous.
Yes.
Well, we love watching it.
And what they've done is they've used kind of the public virtuousness of the UNIA and Marcus Garvey's movement as a foil to highlight his villainy and as a foil for his criminality. So there's no attempt to be being made to suggest that Marcus Garvey was similar to this guy in any respect. And just wanted to make that clear. He's his own guy, Dr. Narcisse.
All right, well, we'll continue to love him on the screen, but from the small screen to the big screen, Hunger Games: Catching Fire. I mean, it is sure to be the blockbuster of the year. And you seem to don't normally gravitate to those big blockbuster movies. So why did you decide to sign on to this film?
Well, because it's good stuff.
That's definitely true.
It's very, very smart stuff, and particularly geared toward younger audiences. I think that's rare, because it does, have all of the elements of large-scale movie making. It's epic storytelling. It's some really fantastic CGI effects within this, and all the latest cutting-edge technologies used to make this movie. But the through line of storytelling is very potent, very powerful, and very respectful of the books. And I think that I've never been more excited for fans to see a movie that I've been a part of than this one, because there's such a voracious appetite and a sense of ownership of these movies among young people, and I think they're just going to have their minds blown when they see it because it's so well realized.
Well, we do have a clip, so let's take a look now.
Force field.
How do you know?
The shimmering. Look. There. You see it?
It's like glass.
Look around you. All the holograms, the lights, every now and then they flicker. Why?
Because the force field is taking up too much energy.
There's always a flaw in the system.
The flaw in the system.
Now, you play a character named Beat. Tell us more about him.
BT is
BT, okay.
BT is a previous victor in the games. As a child, he managed to electrocute most of the other unfortunate participants his year in the games. He's a technology and electronics expert.
Okay.
But what happens in the second installment of the series, Catching Fire, is that previous victors are asked to come back and take part in the games again. And of course, they do that with some reluctance. And he, among some others who are participating, use the games to advance a different story.
Now, were you a fan of the Hunger Games before you were signed on to the cast?
I think that Philip Seymour Hoffman and I were the only two people in America who did not see the first.
Really?
But I quickly became a fan when I read the script after they asked me to be a part of it, and I saw the first movie. I realized that this was some really interesting stuff. I think, like a lot of parents, I was a little confused as to how a story about children, gladiators, fighting to the death could be entertainment.
That's the ultimate form of bullying,
Right.
isn't it?
Yes, I would have to say it doesn't get much more extreme than that. But when you see the movies and when you read the books, you realize that this is part of a greater social commentary that's being made by the author, Suzanne Collins, and it's actually very healthy, I think, for kids to take in pop culture, pop culture setting. These issues that are still relevant to our world, the consequences of war, for example. What do you do when you're faced with a society that's unjust? Where do your allegiances lie? Are they political, or are your allegiances to family and to loyalty and to friendship and love and things like that? So there's some really fantastic themes that are examined through a thrilling theatrical ride.
Wow, and you're going to take us on a ride soon of your career and everything else you've been to get to this point right now. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Jeffrey Wright.